Yes.
Congratulations, Mohit, on clearing program management PGMP. What a journey. Mohit, we will discuss everything later on. I want to put something straightforward. What happened today? Mr. Sami was telling me. So walk me through that.
Um, I actually completed my entire exam within, when I was left with 50 minutes,
Mhm.
and then, I had marked six. I just wanted to review the marked questions. I had marked around 66 questions, and then wanted to take a break because I did not take a break for the entire 3 hours and 15 minutes. I didn't take even a single break. I just wanted to go for a bio break and then ask the investigator if we can probably I can take a break. But and I had the screen where the all the marked questions were there, and then that was the screen opened. And then she thought that probably I wanted to take I wanted to end this exam, or I would have already reviewed the questions. I think she misunderstood that. And then she said, because she knew that I was appearing for PGMP, and then there was no scheduled break for that. Then she asked me to end the review screen. I told her that I cannot end it because there wasn't any scheduled break for that. But she said, no, the exam will be resumed from here only. You go and then take a break.
You
And
go
then
and then when you did that, what happened?
suddenly the screen popped up that congratulations, you have passed the exam. So I was little bit, of course, whilst looking at the screen, I was happy, but I was also disappointed because I didn't want to do that. I wanted to review the exam. The questions which I flagged, and then
But just imagine now why I am worried about this thing. And when Mr. Sami told, I was like, what? Like, just imagine in the 50th question or the 100th question, you wanted
right,
to go to washroom and the same thing would have happened. You would have failed, right?
exactly,
So you
that's
should,
right,
the results are there, but we should communicate back that to PMI and to those people that
right,
this, and at least to our friends or those people who are will be watching this video later on, that it is very
right,
important. PGMP exam does not have any schedule break. But
right,
if you want to take a break, like I just gave a portfolio exam few weeks back, I wanted to take a break. I raised my hand. She came. I told her, and she communicated, "Okay, your timer will running." I said, "I don't care. I just want to take 5 minute break." And that happened.
right,
I went there, and like when you end the exam, it ends the exam, right?
exactly,
Yeah, it
exactly,
ends the exam, and then God forbid if that would have happened, then we would have claimed them. Then they would have voided the record. Like it's a never-ending story. It's a
exactly.
never-ending story into that.
Mm.
Mr. Sami, what would you say? It would have been very horrible, right?
Yes, first of all, congratulations, Mohit. We put you in the pressure in the beginning, but it was a
No,
really, we will have a long discussion. But the lesson learned is that we always tell there are no schedule breaks. Once you start the PGMP exam, the timer will keep on running.
Mm.
Because normally there are very scarce persons who are taking the exam of PGMP. Maybe in the center they are more used to PMP exam because this is a, everybody is taking it. So clear cut lesson or clear cut message for everybody. Even I tell in our last calls, Amir and I always tell them that there are no schedule breaks. Don't click on any option to stop the timer to end the thing or something like that. If you want to take a break, just go inform them, but don't press any button assuming that it will stop. It will end. There's no other option. It will end.
correct.
Mm.
No other
There,
option. So
there is no other
very good
option.
mess
So,
lesson.
so I wanted to put that thing out as the first thing because everyone who is gonna give the exam, they should know this thing, and that's a lesson learned to move in the forward. Now coming
Yeah,
back to
but
the
the person at the site told him to end the exam. That's crazy.
yeah, that's
Because
their mistake. Like, but
Mhm.
we should also be like, if we haven't done that, if he was not passed, we would have gone to the conflict and PMI,
Mhm.
PS, and like all those conflict. But it is a big lesson for also us. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. I was sad that point in time, and then later on when she handed over the scorecard to me, then I took a sigh of relief. Then okay, now it's all above target, which because that is something which I wanted, which Sami sir, I mean, with you also we had a discussion yesterday. So both of us wanted that it should be above all above target should be, but
Yeah,
it,
yeah. So
uh,
here we go. The biggest thing which make finally a smile, strategic alignment above target, program life cycle above target, benefit management above target, stakeholder management above target, governance all the above target. Okay. So Mr. Sami, if you want to share his success journey, please go ahead.
Yeah, first of all, it's a journey of consistency. And I would say a continuous dedication. He is one of among the very few students who took so long to take the exam. This is his first attempt. He can confirm there was nothing going on between. Enrolled in our program in December 2023,
Mhm.
exactly 10 months before then today. Then he got busy. He was shifting his house and the city. Okay, then I enrolled him again in February classes. He took the classes again. And then by chance, in beginning of March, we got the announcement that the fifth edition is going to be launched and there will be a revised eco. Then I pushed him to at least write the application. Then we wrote the application on 8th of March. It got accepted on 25th of March. It took 17 days, one of the longest period because that was the transition period. On 11th of March, the new edition was launched. And for his case, in the first time we submitted 3,000 words of application, it was changed. We had to reduce to 2,000 words as per the new pattern. And then we made the panel review. And then on 28th of March, his panel review was passed. Then again, he got busy. I kept on pushing him, but he had no time. Then I enrolled him in a new batch of May. So he was with Sandeep and Mr. Akhtar. Then he restudied everything as per the new edition. It was going fine. Then after that, in end of June, I said to him that we have to book the exam. So also among till now, I have only two or three students that I forecasted for next 2 months to book the exam because he was not concentrating so much. So and then so that is a house story. But the point is that if you get, like Mr. Amir said, if you get enrolled in our program, either you have to take the exam and pass it, or you have to block us. Otherwise, we are not going to leave you alone in that case. So over to you, Mohit.
But before I
yeah,
go to
thank you.
Mohit, before I go to Mohit, when Mohit joined, the first thing I told Mr. Sami, he is my certified PMP. I told Mr. Samit that you need to kind of punch him, force him, otherwise he will move away. And Mr. Samit said, okay, we will do that. But Mr. Samit is very kind. He did not punch him, he did not force him. He remained there. And finally, I'm very happy for you, Mohit, with all the challenges. I know that all the things that you shared with me. And seriously happy that how it ended and in a positive seat how you worked into that way. Mohit, now your turn.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sami sir. Thanks so much, Amul bhai. Definitely, I mean, it was as you correctly mentioned, it is one of the longest journey. And then it started in December last year, and then when I wanted to take the exam as soon as possible, I believe I we discussed that probably I wanted to take it on 31st of January, but yes. I mean, I was going through a rough patch that point in time in the beginning of the year, and then later on, it took some time to overcome from that particular situation, and then everything happened. I mean, the consistency, you can say, the official commitment, the personal commitments, it did not happen. But yes, you never left me alone. It was all because of this continuous follow-ups, and then that that was, I mean, this became possible for me and for all of us, I would say. And like you were doing a continuous follow-up, I also had a follow-up at home. So my wife is also continuously, follows up with me. So I have an in-house follow-up system as well. So as soon as, I take a mock. She also asked me, "What is the score? Why didn't you do better?" And so forth. So she also asked that. And the day when I don't study, so she would always ask me, "Why are you not studying?" So that's how it is. So yes, so just because of the follow-ups, continuous support, this was this wouldn't have been possible without that, truly.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's discuss about how much time it took Mr. Sami for his application to got approved.
We submitted on 8th of March, then on 25th of March. The first step was accepted in 17 days. Then we made the payment, but the panel review took only 3 days. On 28th of March, it was done. But
28
it took more time than normal because of the transition period when we had the old version and the new version.
old version to new version. Okay, let's talk about the difficulty level, Mohit. Since of course you did not have any break, how difficult the exam was comparing your simulated mocks and Mr. Sami green and blue background questions.
Uh, I would say the mocks or the questions which have been prepared in this program are very relevant to the real exam. Um, of course, the concept, the exam is basically about the concepts and the booklet, which is really very important for any aspirant. And the keywords are still relevant, and they are relevant. The difficulty level is like uh, if you are going through the mocks, the questions, then I'm sure the real exam will be will become very easy for any aspirant if you are going working on the roadmap which has been laid out for you.
Hmm. Okay, okay, okay. Let's talk about this thing. Any formula questions?
Yes,
Like
there were two.
two formula, SPI, CPI, or any other?
No, there were two formula questions wherein it was asked about which program or project is going to be selected or rejected. So these
Hmm.
were the only two questions
Hmm. Okay, okay. These were
based on the ROI only.
okay, okay. ROI. And what about any like which topics were most highlighted in the exam?
That was risk,
Okay,
I
risk.
would say.
Come again.
Yes,
Risk. Ooh,
risk.
that's good. That's good thing.
We have no domain of risk.
No, no.
Yes.
The
So,
governance. Governance is basically the
Okay.
risk. That. Well, that's what he wanted to say. Governance and risk. Yeah. So
Okay.
how that was oriented? Can you share with me a little bit more?
so there were around, if I have to say, 30 to 35 questions on risk. So it was like basically, the positive risk as well as the negative one. So that was also there. If any, opportunity happens in the in the program, so how would the program manager deal with it? If a component manager, identifies any risk in the program, how exactly he's going to communicate to the to the program manager, and what is the what would be the next step the program manager has to take. So basically, uh, these were the few scenarios.
These were few scenario. Okay, okay, okay. Yes, Mr. Sami, continue, please.
And continuing with that thing, what about this from the governance, like phase gate reviews, periodic health checks was there from the governance topic?
There
If
were,
we go
I
domain by domain.
guess, three, four questions,
Mhm.
three, four questions on phase gate reviews or the health checks.
And the strategic alignment domain, business case charter, the contents.
Yes, yes, there were quite a few questions on that.
Mhm.
So basically, the and on in attempting those questions, I would say the key thing was if you are through with if you are very well versed with your keywords, which are mentioned in the key booklet, so you'll be able to do that. So strategic alignment on the questions were specifically on the roadmap, program management plan, as well as on the business case. And the keywords are really very important for that. I mean, if you are well versed with the keywords.
Okay. And one question everybody asked: difference between roadmap and program management plan. Was it and or it was? Same options
No,
in the same question.
no. If a project management plan is there, so there was no roadmap in the
Very good.
option.
In the
If the
answers.
roadmap is there, yes, in the answers. If the roadmap is there, then either one of them would be there in the
Okay, so let's clear that they are not confusing between the roadmap and the program management plan. This is very positive. So
right.
whoever has prepared as per the fourth edition is nothing to be worried about into that.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay, very good. And what about the stakeholder?
Stakeholders, there were a lot of questions on stakeholders as well. But yes, they are very, I would say, but there wasn't any confusion between the stakeholder engagement plan or the stakeholder register and the communication. So there, you would be able to
Hmm.
strictly, you can directly go to the correct option. So that was there. And these are very relevant to our mocks, which we are already doing.
Okay. Okay. What about ECO? How much relevant still the exam ECO is there? Like the questions are coming directly from that, or the booklet that we have, that is more than enough.
That is more than enough.
That is more
Yes.
than enough.
Uh,
So you
yes.
don't need to read standards, or you don't need to read booklet. There is nothing into that context, right?
For ECO, the standard, of course, I mean, is not, I mean, even if you go through the booklet, so that is more than enough.
That is more than enough. Okay,
Mm.
that's an interesting part to look into that. How we can, uh, what parts we need to look into that way. Okay, so let's say you are preparing for the PGMP exam. Apart from consistency, you are preparing. This is your day one,
Yeah.
28th of October. Make a plan how you would guide to other people, because we have one student here that it's his kind of a day one. What plan you would make, work into that I want that you become PGMP by the end of this year. Give me a plan.
But by the end of this year, I would say, I mean, a lot of time you have. So maximum within 2 months, you will be able to clear it. First, go through the chapter-wise questions, which Sami sir has provided to you. So those questions would really, foster your, I would say, your concepts on each domain, and then you can take up the 5 PDF mocks which Sami sir has provided, because these are really very important and these are close to the real exam. And then later on, of course, you can go on the simulators as well as on the blue background questions, because these newly developed blue background questions are really very important. And they are also kind of the first 200 questions are really, a kind of a revision on the concepts which we have studied, because these are I've attended the classes, all the classes on the blue background questions when they were being developed that point in time. So they really, enrich your understanding on that particular subject.
Hmm. Okay, okay. Anyone has any question, you can also raise your hand or unmute yourself and you can ask the questions. Look into that. How important, now Mohit, this is important. How important those coaching calls were? Small, long, and very long coaching call that Mr. Sam is conducting.
Very important. Very important. If you, I would say, I mean, if you are not able to attend those coaching calls, go through the recording once, and then Sami sir is always available to answer to your queries. But these coaching calls are really important because everyone has the other members as well. They also have their point of views as well. So you get to listen to them. You get to listen, understand their understanding as well. So it's really important, and this is a PMIS. It's not a coaching call, it's a PMIS only.
It's a PMIS. And especially the background, that blue background series coaching call that he did multiple, so many together. How
Right.
that was important to build the consistency back for the preparation.
Uh, from pin to plane, you'll be able to understand the concept on each and everything, because it's not a one coaching call wherein for 4 or 5 hours you have to stick to the screen and then understand or go through the recording or the coaching calls. Uh, so the all this entire series has been, divided into uh, the small concepts of the booklet, which any individual can go ahead and then watch that recording, or maybe attend that sessions again if in future. And it's really very important because 10 questions are really important to build that consistency, and that is how it was built 2 months back.
Okay, okay. Ji, anyone has any question, you are more than welcome to ask. Okay. Mohit, thank you very much for sharing your journey. And a very important thing that I'm gonna ask you, especially those risk question, make those
Yeah.
risk question and the exam like questions so that we can use them and upgrade our simulator. That's we continuously doing and working towards that thing. And of course, the mantra that we use, each one teach one, is very important. Mohit, you are the person who lost in between and kind of we took you back. A lot of people are gonna listen, and yes, today Mr. Sayed and we are having discussion, and I told them we have 100% success rate on this, that not only people pass the exam, people give the exam. How
Correct.
important the follow-up system was for
I just wanted to give you an example. A month back, I was not keeping well. And then, I was at the hospital for a week. I was admitted in the hospital for a week. And still, that point in time, I was able to do the mocks. Um, it wasn't, it was not about my dedication. It was about the force, and I did not tell to any one of you. And it was only because of the follow-ups which pushed me to do it on that particular time as well, in that particular time as well. So if I completed this entire journey in the 10 months, I can't say that, if I would have enrolled with any other, institute or any other person, I mean, anyone would have, given up on me, that, probably he is not serious or something like that, so I'll not be able to do that. If it was only you who made it possible, and this entire, credit goes to you. It is not my success, it is your success only.
Thank you very much for that, Mr. Sami. You have Naveed. I'll come to you, Mr. Sami. Naveed, you have a question? Go ahead.
Sir, first of all, congratulations, Sir Mohit. And just a question that how many questions were there in which you were not able to eliminate two options? Were there any, sir?
Yes, there were few, but not many, I would say. There were 4 or 5 questions maximum, wherein you are probably not able to, eliminate the two options. But yes, later on, once you reread the questions, so then, and in first go, you'll not be able to do that probably because of the, maybe complexity level of the question, or the language. But later on, once you read it twice, or maybe then you'll be able to do that. So there were only
Right, sir.
4 or 5 questions max.
Right, sir. Thank you.
Mr. Sami, you had few questions, please.
So Mohit, what was the average length of the questions? 3 to 4 liner, or they were single liner also, or long stories?
There were very less single liner questions, 3 to 4, three maximum. The questions were of 3 liners, or 2 liners, I would say, because in the third line, the actual question is being asked. Because in the first 2 liners, the scenario or the entire story is built up, and in the next line, the question is being asked. So that's how it is. But only 3 or 4 questions were there, wherein the questions were lengthy, or 3 to 4 questions were there only max.
Okay. And what about the agile domain? Because we have recently developed a new questions about the agile.
Correct.
So number one, how many questions were there from agile, and were they relevant? See, was similar to one what we had in the recent questions, or there were some new topics into that?
There were only two questions which were out of, I mean, which were not there in our question bank.
Mhm.
But rest of the question, I think I had received 4 to 5 questions. So there are two of them are not in our question bank, but just
Mm.
whatever we have, so that would suffice to attempt those 2 questions. So the one uh, who knows the agile domain, so that person will be able to attend those as well. So these are very, very relevant.
Okay,
Okay. And
please
okay,
continue.
one question about, like in the recent thing, we noticed that there was overlapping of the domains in which we clearly identified what is the activity are you doing or when is this being done. So what there also the same mixing of the concepts, whether he was trying to ask about the phases or the particular activity of a particular domain.
Yes, a few questions were there. So wherein if a particular thing is happening, say for example, procurement management plan, when or these risk register or the risk management plan, when exactly or in which phase is being developed, in which case risk register is being developed or update gets updated, or there is a risk management plan is being updated. So that was there, but yes, questions were there, but yes, maybe max to max 4 to 5 questions on basis on the activities related to the activities or the phases.
Okay, okay. Mr. Sami, any other question that do you have? Okay. Thank you
Yes,
very
okay.
much, Mohit. Do share a good picture of you, right?
Sure.
And thank you very much for joining. I wish you best of luck. Finally, we are able to clear. I'm not gonna teach you portfolio. No, unless you promise me to clear it in 2 months.
Okay.
Just kidding. Thank you very much, and I wish you best of luck. Now it's your job to help everybody. I want to end
Yes,
this year with 75 PGMP plus, right?
sure.
And I need your spirit for that. Thank you, everyone. Naveed, Sabina, Felicien, Zohair, and Sayed, thank you very much for joining.